My name is Cynthia Robinson. I'm hooked to vendor equipment in DeSoto County Sheriff's Department. Dr. Kenneth Thompson told me I was going to be researched after I was brutally raped by him and 8 men. I was held down and an injection was given in my spine. He said he was using some nano sensors, and I was given an injection of uranium by Chad Wicker, the director of the jail, as he held me down. And you can see the white snow coming like on the screen. There's a heavy electromagnetic field around me. This was all showed to me. Overhead view was placed on my head and told me I would be watched and monitored from the jail. Dr. Thompson would have somebody watch me at all times, whether it be the guys in narcotics, some of those the guys that raped me. Bill Roscoe's everybody, and he raped me also. Craig Chili is over at the DeSoto County Drug Court. He raped me. And he told me they use an overhead view over everybody in the 17th Judicial Drug Court. Okay, so this is placed on their heads. And then Dr. Thompson said they hook people up and they could pull charges from their heads. Now, this equipment was showed to me in that jail with 3-screen computer. And he told me the sensors he injected in my back would be changing the way I eat, the way I move, and like I said, the overhead view would be used to monitor me. But there's so much information I know. You think they want the overhead view coming out? They use this in the jail because it's placed on everybody's heads. Because to prevent PREA. PREA is something that in that jail that, like, if two females sleep together or whatever, well, they're supposed to report it, but they don't. They sit up and watch it because it's disgusting, and they record it on a disc and can watch it over and over. But they thought I was going to prison, and they put these injections into me, the ribbits and quibbits, and are using me for research. Chad Wicker told me that I was going to be sold overseas, and that Senator Wicker approved of all of this. His uncle approved of this in Mississippi. Now, I've been trying to get an investigation from Jim Hood, and it makes sense because Jim Hood hasn't investigated this, and I reported this in October 2014. This happened in March of 2014. Yet no investigation was given. Yet, looking at the overhead view, they didn't see the rape, but Dr. Thompson showed me how he could unhook the equipment and hook me back up. He thought I was going to prison, and they pushed like hell. If you had been in that courtroom, they pushed for me to go to prison, but I didn't go to prison. I took drug court, and I wasn't placed in my rightful drug court. I was placed in Bolivar County Drug Court. Therefore, they didn't know that they had this overhead view on me and had this equipment on me for research. So when I took Bolivar Drug Court, Officer Davis there in Bolivar County Drug Court showed me, after he come in the bathroom, and he told me, Craig Chili said, you give good blowjobs. I didn't realize officers were friends. And I was forced in that bathroom to do what he said do, or he told me he was going to kick me out of drug court. Well, after he did what he did, I had to go to a room, and he showed me in this room where he pulled up the inside of my apartment on his computer. And he said this is why they didn't have to do curfew checks anymore, that they just placed this over everybody's house. So anyway, me and my mother, we went to the DA's office. I was going in to report what happened, and he was waiting there on me, and he told me that he seen I was coming. So when I was going in, he pushed me and told me I wasn't going in there. Anyway, I went and put papers on him, and when I put papers on him, that next Thursday I was kicked out of drug court. So a lot's going on in drug court. We have the overhead view in DeSoto County Drug Court, and then Bolivar Drug Court using in the houses, which makes sense. Like I said, he said they didn't have to do curfew checks. Tracy Swafford even said this. Yet she got on the stand and said I was crazy. That she didn't ever mention what they used, but she just said that I was crazy talking about tracking device. I've never talked about tracking device. Like I said, I have seen this equipment in both places, and then in the jail, all of this. But all I want to do is just get this off my head. I mean, this is not right. It's not right. I don't know. I mean, like, this is scary, the information I know. But all I know was Dr. Thompson brought in some equipment, and he placed this on my head and going to use me for research. It's just scary to what I know, and my life could be in danger because they threatened to kill me if I talked about any of this. But anyway, Dr. Cobb she found my implants. I mailed it to Jim Hood, and hopefully he'll be doing an investigation now. But this equipment has been showed to me, and I have to talk about it, or I could be killed, because the remote dome monitoring is painful enough. And you see this on the eyes. And there's a lens. And using infrasound and these frequencies, it was used to build these lenses. Anyway, I don't even know. I'm kind of scared to even talk about this, but where I seen the equipment. But like I said, I had told April Box, and she told me she was paid not to see certain things. But several of the nurses know this equipment's been used on me. I have to talk about the overhead view on the houses, because this is how it was picked up on. Shane and Nicole Gerard at Fairland are on that board, and they, I think, started seeing certain things and know I have these implants and work for this facility, and they can't talk about it. But I'm telling this because I need help. People on this other overhead view seen this stuff going on, and they're not allowed to talk about it. But damn, this is my life, and I'm being killed. My mother even started being tortured. But I've had a laser burn to the bottom of my lip, and I need people to come out and help me, because these two overhead views collided, where Dr. Thompson and Craig Sheely and Chad Wicker were abusing the system and selling people overseas for $100,000 apiece, meaning they would move their view up and down the body and allow them to come over from other overseas and research. And this is dangerous, because everybody in DeSoto County Drug Court has this on their head. And then you come down this way, and if they pop this on people's head, and then they have the big overhead view sitting in your house, which they do, it can be very dangerous. One night I was in my bed asleep, and I woke up sunburned because the equipment at Bolivar County Drug Court was turned up so loud that I was blistered, and it put radiation into our house. And a lot of this fuzziness you're seeing is radiation coming into the house and the heavy electromagnetic field around me. So it's dangerous. And I'm telling people, because the more I tell, the more likely that I won't die from this. People want me dead for what I know. And that's God's honest truth. And I found the implants, like I said. The government can't say I'm crazy. They have to investigate, because, like I said, this is vendor equipment. The implants were done by Dr. Thompson. The government didn't do this to me. But the overhead view he tied me into is like what Snowden talked about. Now, I know I wasn't supposed to wear it out of that jail. They just didn't cut it off. So I still have it on, and all I want is it cut off and get this equipment off of me. But they won't do it, because they think I can't get an attorney, which I have an attorney now looking into this. So please get this equipment off of me and stop torturing me, stop burning me, stop blowing me up with air. I've been exposed to the measles. I also had caught some pee when I was swollen. I have pictures of swollen really bad. It was white, pure white. And guess what was positive? Ricin. So they're using volatile chemical compounds. Through this system, Dr. Thompson has wanted me dead. He knows if this comes out on him, people will see what he's been doing in that jail to other people. And like I said, I was supposed to go to prison, and they fought like hell to put me in prison. Chad Wicker had nothing to do with my case, and he run in there. And on my case, when I was in court on trial, I only come out on Dr. Thompson and Officer Davis, which he had to resign. So I'm telling the truth. And my mother even heard Officer Davis say he was putting the overhead view on her house and on Benny Haynes' house. And it wasn't a damn thing we could do about it, because this is how they did their curfew checks. They didn't have to drive out and check anymore. They just pull up people to see if they're in their houses now. So with them seeing that, I know Shane and Nicole seeing me going through everything I went through in my apartment and also in Benny Haynes' house. So I'm just saying, please, have an open mind. People can say I'm crazy, but when you're right by 8 men, showed equipment they can torture me through because they wanted me to keep my mouth shut. And they said they'd kill me and torture me. Like, I can start being burned. You can just start seeing me get red patches all over me. The pains are severe. Also, I experienced a bad laser burn across my heart, which on an autopsy they will be able to see because there's an extra beat on my heart. And he tried to blaze it where I smelt my flesh burning while no anesthesia, nothing. I could smell my flesh burning. So I know that laser burn will be across my heart. And Dr. Thompson is responsible for all of this. Just imagine if I went to prison, I wouldn't have been walking out of there alive. So, anyway, with all that said, God bless you. If you're going through this and people are using remote neural monitoring on you because it's done remotely, just think about these people that sell cars, and when you haven't paid on your car, they can cut it off. It's all done remotely. Have an open mind. I've been a nurse since '99. I'm not crazy. And my heart goes out to you if you start experiencing pains, or if you're in prison, God knows what happens to you in there. Just think about research and technology. It goes on every day. And you see now there's a light going across my eye. And they're steadily working on my eyes all the time. And now it's getting real fuzzy. And this is all, like I said, using a computer, photonics, and the film. Look up photonic crystals and remote neural monitoring. And using nanotechnology is what Dr. Thompson, he's trying to play surgeon and God in that jail. And if you think about Priya in that jail, like when they place this on everybody's heads, because they, like I said, they're not reporting to this MDOC you're supposed to report to, because think about the satellite facilities. They're placing the overhead view over inmates' heads. So, if they got loose, they could tell where they are. Well, in this jail, they have this equipment, and they're just abusing it. But I wrote the commissioner of MDOC and reported the rape, and I guess that's why you have to report there, because they have the equipment there also, and that's in Marshall County. And I've reported it to the commissioner and the one under the commissioner, and we'll see what they say, because Dr. Thompson showed me how he could unhook the equipment and hook it back up, and I was raped. So if they go in there and they just look at the disc and say, well, she wasn't raped. Well, he unhooked the equipment and hooked me back up. I wasn't supposed to leave the jail with this equipment. I know that. And when Sergeant Jones, I fell in the shower, and he's a male sergeant. Well, he told me he rewound the disc too far and seen me sitting in my house. So I know I have that disc because Officer Dean and Officer Reed, two females, the male officer was sitting there saying he viewed me in the shower, he rewound it too much and seen me in my house, and this is all on a disc. So it showed me every time I had sex, like I said, in my home shower, it's been left on me. And how many other people are wearing this out of the jail? And then, like I said, you go to prison, well, you have no rights. So the PREA, this is supposed to cut down on PREA in Mississippi. But what's going on, really? They're not using it rightful in DeSoto County Sheriff's Department, because females were going in the back having sex all the time and nobody was doing anything if this is on their heads, right, Chadwicker? Well, they like watching, so they let them do what they want to do, and it's sick. But I'm hoping nobody in Marshall County, like the commissioner or anybody else would allow that. I'm hoping they'll go in and look and see this is still on my head. And it's not supposed to be this way. Anyway, God bless you all that are going through something. Like I said, if you start having weird electromagnetic pains bouncing your heart, or pains in your sides, or things like that, you never know. This exists and it's going on, and I know where it's coming from, DeSoto County Sheriff's Department. And I'm kind of, I guess, a whistleblower for what I've seen, what I've been told, and what I know. And I would hope my own family would stand behind me, but they just want to, oh, she's crazy. Well, you know what? You don't have to believe me. I've got my evidence. I've got a dosimeter showing radiation coming through my eyes. I have the frequency report where all the frequencies have been picked up from overseas and here in Mississippi and Tennessee Valley. I have the implants found now, and that went off to both the senators, Jim Hood, the medical boards, and now I'm hoping they'll go ahead and investigate. And also, the FBI has to get a copy of this report, so I've got to mail it to them. I forgot. But anyway, God bless you guys, and love you. Bye.